Good afternoon, guys. I'm Ty Lane, aka Bonehead of Bonehead Voice Productions. How's everything going? Thank you guys for joining the channel this evening. I appreciate you coming to taking the time out to share my voiceover journey with me. I really appreciate it. Um, this is my second video, so what I want to do is talk about the first video. So let's just call a spade a spade. The first video was not good. It was really not good. I went back right after I did it, and I watched right after the live session, and I watched it, and it was just bad. I had some speed issues with my internet that I wasn't aware of that caused some audio and visual problems. So what I do is I use this thing called speedtest.net, and I go to speedtest.net, and it will test your internet speed, your upload speed, your download speed, and your ping. So the upload speed when you're doing live video on YouTube, the upload speed is the most important. And my upload speeds, when I went back to check it again, were nowhere near what they were supposed to be. However, I did run some test videos previous to the live that did not show the problems that I was having. And when I did the speed test, it showed that I did have enough speed. So what I believe is that I'm having like some fluctuation in my internet speed. So that was causing those audio visual lapses in the video. So all in all, video turned out to be pretty bad. So the solution to that right now is what I'm going to be doing. Instead of doing lives, because until I get my internet speed taken care of, instead of doing lives, I'm just going to record the videos and then upload them to YouTube. But what that's going to mean is that I'm going to have to sort of condense the material that I'm going to be putting in the videos. I'm going to have to make them shorter, probably about 15 minutes or so instead of going a half hour, which probably is better anyway. So the videos are probably going to be about half an hour. And the reason for that is because even though I have good upload speed, I actually really have very good upload speed. I think my upload speed was like 21 megs per second or something like that. So I can upload videos to YouTube, but it's still, if the larger the files are, the longer it's going to take to upload them. And you can't close your browser until the upload is completed. So that's going to be sort of a problem. But I'll just keep them short, no worries. On a good note, I did have 39 people to subscribe to the channel. That's 39 people more than I was expecting. So that in my mind is a good note. I wasn't expecting that many people to subscribe to the channel. I know you're probably saying 39 people, so no big deal. It's a big deal to me. It's a big deal to me. And the way I see it is that if I can get 39, I can get 100, and if I can get 100, I can get 1,000. If I can get 1,000, I can get 100,000. So that's the way I'm going to see it. So right now, I'm going to set my goal to get 1,000 subscribers to the channel within like the next 30 days or so. So if you're watching a YouTube video, and if you're a person who's going to be starting out in voiceover, or if you just like to watch the videos, you just want to sit back and watch, that's fine. Just hit that subscribe button below and follow along so that you'll get notifications when I create new videos. I'll be trying to create new videos at least once a week. Sometimes I'll be doing some twice a week, especially since I'm going to have to condense them down now to just 15 minutes instead of 30. So what I've been going through right now is, well, the thing that I wanted to start out with, if you watch the first video, you'll know that I talked about some of the equipment that you need to get for voiceover if you're going to be starting out in voiceover, just sort of the basics, right? I talked about microphones, and I talked about monitors. The next thing I want to talk about real quickly is I want to talk about the interface. So there were some interfaces that were recommended by some of the research that I did. And remember, one of the things I also talked about in the video was research. If you're going to be working in voiceover, don't take people's word for it. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for anything, because I'm a beginner, just like you if you're starting out in it. But don't take my word for it. Do research. Find out what works for you. Find out what your application, what sort of application you're going to be using the equipment for, and what your situation is in your home for your sort of home studio. That's what this is. This is my office/home studio. So yours might be different. Some people, watched a lot of voiceover guys who are actually doing their voiceover, believe it or not, in their closet. in their closet, in their house, in their closet. If they have like a walk-in closet, because the closet has all those clothes in there that help to absorb sound. So that's where they find it best to do their voiceover. So that's cool. So what you're going to do is you're going to be looking for equipment that suits the application that you're using it for. So next thing I want to talk about, as I said, is the interface. The interface is the piece of equipment that you're going to be using that's going to take the analog signal from your microphone and change that signal into a digital signal that your computer can understand. That's what an interface is. It turns the analog signal into ones and zero, bits and bytes. Bottom line. So here we go. This is the interface that I'm using. It's called the Focusrite Scarlett. Focusrite Scarlett Solo. You can see that. I would pick it up here. Let me turn the gain down on that thing because I see it going off. Okay, so I would pick it up here and show it to you, but my microphone is connected to it, so I can't pick it up, and it's sort of behind here. It's connected to my microphone, and then it's connected to my headset, and it's also connected to a USB port on the computer. So here is the box that it will come in, and this is just a very basic one. There are different versions of the Focusrite interface. They're different ones, so you're just going to pick the one that works for you. This is a very basic one. You have one microphone input right here, XLR, for an XLR cable from your microphone, from your condenser microphone. And then it has two buttons right here. One is for phantom power that I talked about in the first video. Phantom power is just power that sends electricity to the microphone so that the microphone will work. And it has an air button right there. Air button basically just changes the way the sound, the input sound coming out of the microphone. It gives it sort of a different airy sound to it. So you can turn that on and off. And then over here is just a volume button, right? But it also has an input for an instrument. I'm not using any instrument, so I don't even use that button right there. I mean, I don't use that input right there. And then over to the left of it right here, there is a input for your headphones or your monitor, right? So I plug my headphones and my monitor in there, and then I'm all set. So I plug the XLR cable in here. I plug the headphones in here. This thing comes with a cable that plugs into a USB port on your computer. So I plug that into the USB port on the computer, and basically physically it's all set up. So one of the things that I did was I made the mistake of I installed the Focusrite, the hardware itself. I was having this problem where I was using it and I would hear a little pop in the microphone. And when I heard that little pop in the microphone, all of a sudden the microphone would stop working in my software. You can see in the software that it just quit working. My microphone would just quit working, and I couldn't figure out why. I'm like, what's going on? So I went back to I went and got the box. I had put the box in the trash can, and I went outside to the trash can. And I got the box. And what I found on the inside of the box is this instruction right here that basically tells you that you need to go to their website and download the software for the Focusrite, right? Download the software for the Focusrite. And you can do it for a Mac or a PC, whichever one you happen to be using. So I went to their website. I downloaded the software. I installed it, set it up, and that problem that I was having with the microphone went away. It was a quick solution to what I thought was going to be a really bad problem with using. I didn't know if it was the software or if it was the interface, but it turned out it was the interface. Don't take my word for anything that I say. Do your research. Find out what works for you. Buy what works for you. Don't make the mistake of buying something that doesn't work for you. Make sure you do your research and make sure you're buying the right equipment for the application that you're going to be using it for. Your environment is probably going to be different from mine. Mine is different from yours. I got what works for me. Fortunately, I got the stuff that works for me without making a mistake first. And that's why I'm making these videos, so that I can help people who are trying to get into or break into voiceover while I'm breaking into voiceover. And hopefully we can talk about the things like, the mistakes I make and stuff like that. If I make a mistake, then you can learn from my mistake. It's all good, right? I built out my website. My website is boneheadvoice.com. I built it out. It's live now. It's still a work in progress. Just like everything else, it's going to take time. I don't expect any of this stuff to happen overnight. It's going to take time. I did get one person who reached out to me to ask me to do a voiceover for a nonprofit organization, and I'm taking a look at that right now. I've been in conversation with that young lady for the last couple of days. Um, that's not going to happen until, I think she said, the beginning of the year, the beginning of next year. But she wants to get in the process of getting her commercial done now. It's going to be a local radio commercial, and I think that's awesome. You know, it's a start. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, like and hit the subscribe button. My goal, 1,000 subscribers by the end of this month. So, guys, like and hit that button. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next video.